What's up, fellow Godzilla nerds? My name is GodzillaGlenn, and in today's video, we're going to be going over some really big announcements when it comes to upcoming LEGO builds for Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, but also plans for LEGO Godzilla Series 5, which has been teased for over 2 years now, I think, but I finally have some builds to show you, so without further ado, let's get into it. So, the build that has been requested for so long has been a LEGO Shimu. And after watching Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, I absolutely love this Titan. Absolutely crazy. I mean, giant ice dragon. She's pretty awesome. So I was really happy to, put this build together. So here are some in-hand pictures of Shimo. You could see that, here, I'll put up right now. She is standing a little taller than Godzilla, which is how big she was actually in the movie. And I actually do like how she scales with the LEGO Scar King. And actually, before I talk more about Shimu, let's go back and check out this new Scar King that I made. So I improved the build of the last Scar King that I released before the movie, but after seeing the movie, I realized that he does have this big kind of red mark going down his face, and then he also, has the whip, which is actually a lot more important than I originally thought. So I remade the whip, and it actually has hinges on it now, so you're able to pose it. So I think I will release that as a separate video of maybe just like LEGO improvements or like how to improve your Scar King. And those are just a few, minor additions that I added to that build. But anyway, getting back to Shimu, I really like the color scheme, she fits really well in, as you can see with all of the other builds. Here we have her next to Scar King, Kong, and Godzilla, and I just really like the color variety going on with all 4 of these figures, so they're going to look great on your shelf. I am assuming that this build is going to come out in about a month. I'm really sorry, I've been busy with school and finals, but once, I get my stuff together, I will release that how to build video, and, you guys can enjoy it for yourselves. And I'm still working on this build. Here's a render of what I want the final appearance to look like. It's also in the thumbnail, but I am very proud of it nevertheless. I really like the translucent blue pieces that are used for the ice spikes. And I just like the overall size of the figure. I mean, Shimu was big enough for Scar King to literally just ride her into battle. So that was pretty dope. I tried to fit Scar King on Shimu, but they wouldn't balance very well, so I don't have a picture of that. But I can assure you that if you want to display them, in that pose, it is possible. So, the next build after Shimu that I plan on doing for the new Empire is a LEGO Suko. So here are some behind-the-scenes pictures of him. Currently, he's still in the works. There was a version of Suko that I made for my LEGO Godzilla x Kong trailer, and I mean, that was sort of just a piece together that I wanted to make for that video, but realistically I did want to go back and improve his design. So this is what he currently looks like. Right now he doesn't have an official render, but that's because I'm still trying to improve his design, but I will get that out as soon as I can, and his build will come after Shimo is released, so that's pretty cool. When it comes to other builds to fill out the Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire LEGO series, I plan on doing an updated build of Scylla from Godzilla King of the Monsters. He'll get a new color scheme to match this one in the movie, and then I will also be doing a remastered Mothra build. She's going to be improved from her King of the Monsters version that I made a few years ago, but she definitely needs an update, so I'm going to do that. Some other Titans that I want to showcase for the LEGO series is, gosh, I forget what the ice dragon's name is, but it was basically Manda. I do want to do a build of that Titan. That was pretty cool. There was that giant serpent that was in the Hollow Earth. That could make a cool build. So I'm really just trying to, make some other builds that are in that series. But as far as main Titans and main kaijus go, I'd say we have the set when it comes to Godzilla, Kong, Suko, Scar King, and Shimu. I guess I could make some of the extra gorillas that were in the Hollow Earth, or I can even remaster my what was it, a war bat build, or even go back and maybe change Doug. But, you know, so far that's what I do have planned, and I'll just see what else I want to add to fill out the rest of the series. So, moving on to LEGO Godzilla Series 5, this is something that I get asked about to this day, and that's because I started my LEGO Godzilla series about 8 years ago, which is crazy to think about, but there were a lot of kaijus that I did, you know, back in season 1 or 2 that I haven't revisited that definitely, you know, need an improved design. And I mean, I definitely want to do those builds justice since, you know, I was a very early content creator and a very beginner, you know, mock Lego builder, so I really want to remaster those builds. So we're going to take a look at some of the prototypes that I've been working on that will be featured in that series coming soon. So first of all, here's Anguirus, and one thing I want to note about this model is that I think I made him a little bit too small compared to what I want the final version to be, but like I said, these are prototypes. But I really like, you know, the fixed face compared to the old one. I'm pretty sure I did that series 2, so that is a very old build, and I can't believe I haven't, you know, improved upon his design until now. I also kind of like how one of his back legs is sort of, you know, sitting down, just like, you know, a standard Anguirus pose where he sort of has his front legs up and then his back legs are to the ground. I'm really liking the tail and just the extra spikes that I put around. But overall, pretty decent looking build so far. Still needs some work, but I'm very excited to have another Anguirus. So next up, we're going to take a look at Biolante. So I think my How to Build Lego Biolante is one of the most popular How to Build videos I have on the channel. And I was really happy with that build at the time. I think it was my largest How to Build, and I actually did remaster it a few years later. But, you know, I still wasn't happy with the design, so here's what I have going on with the prototype. I definitely wanted to focus on the face, you know, make it a little bit more crocodilian, and then also making the base a lot larger. I still haven't added in the vines, but like I said, this is a pretty early prototype, but I'm liking how it's looking so far. I think I'm going to change the eyes, and I maybe want to work on the teeth, but I'd say so far, so good. Lego Biolante is looking pretty cool. Gigan is also a build that I started in Series 1, but then did a remastered build in Series, I want to say 3 or 4, but, you know, I'm still not super happy with the design, but after going in and modeling a new remastered design, I'm very happy with this head sculpt already. I really like some of the different pieces that I used, especially for the beak, and then also the kind of like the side mandibles, the jaw. It all looks very, you know, like mechanical and very sharp and threatening, and especially with those silver bricks. So I'm really liking the look of the current Final Wars Gigan that I'm working on. To differentiate this version a little bit from my past few Gigan builds, I definitely want to add the chainsaws to him, or make that sort of like an optional build that you can do, because I love those chainsaw hands. They are so cool. So yeah, Lego Gigan is looking pretty dope right now. Maybe eventually I'll do the Showa Gigan. I do really like that design, but when it comes to my favorite Gigan suit in the Godzilla series, it's hands down going to be the Final Wars Godzilla Gigan. So, you know, very cool. So, moving on now to Lego Destroya. I would say my Lego Destroya, both builds, might be some of my least favorite builds that I've had on the How to Build video series. I mean, the second iteration of him is not that bad, but if you've ever seen the Series 1 Destroya, he's awful. He's absolutely awful. I even used bootleg pterodactyl wings for that build, and it just looks completely awful. So here's a new head sculpt that I'm trying to do. I really want to get his sort of, you know, crest and horns all, you know, like perfect and like looking very menacingly. I actually started working on the full body design that I'll pop up right here. Boom. I think this looks awesome so far. I'm very happy with it, especially since, you know, I added a lot more spikes, teeth, and then also more color variations with the browns and the dark reds, and then also the light reds for his wings. So far, oh my gosh, I can't even word right now. He is looking just absolutely incredible. And so I'm really excited to, you know, show this build off to you guys when it is finally ready. I'm hoping he's going to scale well, but, you know, scaling isn't a super big problem for me as long as the figure looks pretty nice, and especially if it kind of, you know, fits in line with all the other figures in the series. But, you know, we'll see what happens, and no, I'm just very happy that I'm finally gonna put out a Destroya build that isn't absolutely awful. One of my favorite kaiju of all time in the Godzilla series is definitely Titanosaurus. I've talked about it before, how he's been one of my most wanted Bandai figures in my collection. Finally, last year, I was able to get a hold of him, so I am very happy about that. And here's the build that I've been working on. Titanosaurus was a build that I did for Series 2, and I'm very surprised that I haven't taken another look at him, since he is just such a favorite kaiju on my list. But here's what I'm working with so far. I think I just need to work in a few more things for him. One thing I struggle with when it comes to the Titanosaurus builds is all of the black dots all over his skin. I mean, he's a very textured kaiju. There's a lot kind of going on with him. He even has some yellow highlights. So I'm really trying to, you know, put all of those colors into the build without making them, you know, very distracting and making it look like he's just covered in polka dots. So yeah, still some work to do with this guy, but so far I am really liking the head design, and yeah, I think you guys are going to really enjoy building him. So one of the builds I actually worked on earlier today is going to be Lego Batra. Both Lego Batra and Lego Batra Larvae. Goodness, this is what happens when you don't follow a script. But yeah, I'm really liking both of their designs. Here's the head for both Lego Batra Larva and Lego Batra. I think I might change up the head for Batra Larvae, especially since it did become the head of Batra for the final form. So, you know, that just might need a few extra tweaks, but I am really loving the design so far of Batra, especially since this is a build that I based off of my old school Lego Mothra design, which also very much needs a remake, but I definitely like the new approach that is going with this build, and I'm very happy with the head crest, how it's looking so far. So that's going to be another 2 builds to look forward to when it comes to the new Lego series. Briefly, I also want to talk about this Shin Godzilla prototype. I built this a long time ago, and so far I am just in love with the design, especially since the original Shin Godzilla build I did is definitely my least favorite build I've done on the channel. It's actually got the most hate, but that's because I hastily, you know, got it out when, you know, Shin Godzilla was coming to the States, and so I wanted to have a video out that month about it. So yeah, it was a rush build and a rush video, so I finally, you know, given it the attention that it really needs, and this is what it looks like so far. No arms, no dorsal plates yet, but I mean, so far it's just looking great. I think I'm going to add this into the modeling software that I've been using for the other builds, just to give you guys a better look at it, and so it can, you know, be scaled up with the rest of the builds. But yes, Lego Shin Godzilla will be getting a remastered build in the new series. Another thing that I briefly want to talk about is this Bionicle Godzilla. So I've actually built a Bionicle Godzilla before. It was for this thing called the Size Matters series, where I was going to do a bunch of Bionicle builds, but that video kind of flopped, so I scrapped that project. But here's a build that I just made that I'm actually really happy with, so if you guys are interested in seeing more Bionicle builds, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I will be glad to share the tutorial for this guy, and maybe building some other giant kaijus for your Bionicle Godzilla to fight. And I really like this figure just because of how articulative he is. I mean, you could pose him in all kinds of different ways, and he's a lot larger than the Lego figures I've been making before. So I definitely, you know, be happy to share this design with you guys, so, you know, you can have him displayed with all of your other Lego Godzillas. So when it comes to this new upcoming Lego Godzilla series, I'm thinking of switching up the format of actually how I present the videos. So all of my time on YouTube, I've been actually building with physical Legos and then using an actual camera setup to film everything. But for these upcoming remastered builds, I think I plan on doing them kind of virtually. So building them with a digital modeling software, and then sort of, you know, showing you guys how to build it through that that digital program. I mean, it's still going to be the same sort of setup. So I'm gonna have, step by step on how to put everything together. But, stuff's gonna look nicer just because I have access to pieces that, I probably wouldn't actually have in my Lego collection. So, everything might be a little bit slicker, a little bit more technical, but, it's still going to be the same me. It's still going to be the same Lego Godzilla series. It's just going to be in a different format. And I'm hoping that since I don't have access to my Lego collection right now, I will be able to get these videos to you guys all year round, and I won't have to wait till I go back home where all of my Lego stuff is and where all my camera setup stuff is. So hopefully I can begin releasing those videos again in a different format, but they're still going to be part of the same Godzilla series, and they're in the same style that I've been doing for all these years. So I'm very excited that Lego Godzilla is back, especially since that is where my channel started, and I'm very happy to see it come, full circle like this, and seeing all of these builds that look absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for the support. Please continue to keep commenting on what other builds you want me to remaster in the next series. I've definitely seen Showa Mechagodzilla. That's one that I want to do. So yeah, just comment your favorite kaiju or titan that you want me to take a look at. Oh, Lego Godzilla Legacy of Monsters, or Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Those could be cool builds to do. Like the Frost Vark and then the Ion Dragon, but we'll see where that takes us, and I'm very happy to start making how to build videos again. So I will see you guys in about a month for Lego Shimu, and then we'll pick up from there. So I'll see you guys later. GodzillaGlenn out.